Hello everyone, welcome to Eyes to See Decodes. My name is Chris, and today we're going to be looking at the 2024 Summer Olympic Games in Paris, specifically the opening ceremony, and we're going to decode it and break it down. So come along, I will be your host, and let's look at our methods of decoding. So today we're going to be using our methods of decoding are going to include the Chaldean Gematria cipher, which is the oldest known numerology cipher. It is based on the numbers 1 to 8. In numerology, the number 9 behaves as a 0, which is why it's not included here. The number 1 to 8 is corresponding to the musical notes, like the musical scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, which is 8. And the letters here are grouped up by sound, they're phonetics, and assigned a number. And with that, it gives us a score when we look at words. And we can use that score, the sum total of the words, converting the words into numbers, and we can then cross-examine them and compare them to other things to get further meaning. And I use the Chaldean pairs very well with the Royal Society of Chemistry's periodic table of elements and the artwork provided there. And it also pairs very well with the English ordinal gematria cipher, which is just a simple cipher pairing letters to numbers. So A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, and so on, all the way up to Z, Z at 26. And the mirror image of that cipher is called English ordinal reverse. And that's where Z, Z is 1 and A is 26. And we can see here as an example where how the English ordinal and the Chaldean pair off each other very well. We look at the words Jesus Christ, and that gives us a sum score of 151 in English ordinal, and in Chaldean it gives us a sum score of 36. And as you can see, the English ordinal score is higher than the 36. So you get a higher score in the English ordinal than you do in Chaldean. And how this pairs up, you can see how 151 is the 36th prime number. So you can see how these two numbers are related within the two ciphers. So there's many other examples, but this one is a very powerful one. So let's begin here. And on today's topics, we're going to look at the opening ceremony, which was a tribute to the gods. And then we're going to look at the horsemen of the apocalypse and the book of Revelation. So this was one of the scenes from the Olympics opening ceremony, was this blue guy in this cornucopia of fruit or flowers, and this character is supposed to represent the deity or the god Dionysus, who is the son of Jupiter or the son of Zeus. And in English reverse, Dionysus gives us a sum score of 90, matching Jupiter and Zeus. And Jupiter and Zeus is going to be the central theme here that we're going to see within our opening ceremony. So as we can see, and during the opening ceremony, they had this white horse right out on the street with this rider on top of it. And prior to that, they had the horse going across the water, the metallic silver metal horse that came in across the water and then came through these gates with the wings on it onto this white horse with this rider that looked like death on top of it. And the official name of these Olympics is Paris 2024. And when we put that into the English ordinal gematria cipher, we get a sum total of 71. And 71 matches the English ordinal score of Zeus in the same cipher. And we see here that Zeus and Jupiter play a central role in these Olympics. Here is the Arch of Triomphe, which was based on the Arch of Titus. And the Titus is the ruler that destroyed, I believe, the second Solomon's temple. So that's what this is paying homage to. And we can see here that these stylized these number fours or these 2 4s are just the symbol of Jupiter here, as you can see. So they're paying homage to Jupiter with their logo. And according to Wikipedia, Jupiter means dies, day or sky, pater or father, thus the sky father in Greek. Also known as Jove, he is the god of the sky and thunder. and king of the gods in ancient Roman religion and mythology. So Jupiter is the god of the sky and thunder. And here we see Jupiter, which is the Latin spelling for Jupiter, giving us an English ordinal score of 114. And that matches the phrase in Chaldean, the god of lightning and thunder, which is Jupiter, and the prince of the power of the air, which is a biblical reference to Lucifer or Satan, and that is also the 114. And I've shown this before in previous decodes that the number 114 is tied to the prince of the power of the air, and we see that in movies, specifically the movie Top Gun, where Maverick's top F-14 Tomcat had the number 114 on the nose, and Maverick is an epithet of Lucifer. He's the rebel Maverick. And then I want to encourage everyone. I can't play this video, but here's the YouTube link, and I'll put it down in the description. And this YouTube link is Sanofi, the Paris 2024 Games opening ceremony, and the horse. And in this video, you'll see the making of this iron horse that they end up using for their opening ceremony. And you see it's extremely well engineered and crafted. And wouldn't you believe that the name of the horse is Zeus, the iron horse? So again, we look at Zeus being 71, the god of thunder being 170 in the same cipher. And in reverse, we see the iron horse, which is the title here, also matching 170 in reverse. And 71 and 17 are mirror images of each other. And the Paris Olympics are going for a total of 17 days, including the end date. So from Friday, July 26th to Sunday, August 11th, 2024 is a total of 17 days. And I wanted to do a bit further research here on who Jupiter is. And according to the Britannica.com, the dictionary, it says Jupiter, the chief ancient Roman and Italian god, like Zeus, the Greek god with whom he is etymologically identical from, meaning bright. Jupiter was a sky god. One of his most ancient epithets is Lucius, the light bringer, and later literature has preserved the same ideas in such phrases. So when we look at Zeus at being 71, we go to the periodic table of elements and we see that the Lucifer element is sitting at the 71st element, lutetium, with the acronym here, the two-letter symbol Lu for Lucifer. And it has an average atomic weight of 174. And we know through the work of Manly P. Hall, who's identified that the number 741 is Lucifer's number and its anagrams. So not only do we have this lutetium reference to Lucifer, we also have the average atomic weight being that number 741 in an anagram here. And here's the artwork. We see the fleur-de-lis banner over top on this sea of red, which could be maybe a sea of blood, and this boat, which is an upside down rainbow with the 3 dots on either side for the number 6, and the upside down triangle sail over these waves or these clouds perhaps. And that's the artwork provided for lutetium. And we see here that this is the opening ceremony at the Paris Olympics, and this is during the scene when the heavy metal band was playing, and they showed this scene. And this scene, you see the same boat that you see here in the artwork from the Royal Society of Chemistry. It even has the 1, 2, 3 dots that you see here, 1, 2, 3, over the sea of red. And the fleur-de-lis are symbols of French culture and France. So this image here is identical to this artwork from the periodic table of elements. And then when I went to the Bible to search for the reference to Jupiter within the Bible, I found Acts 14:13, and 1413 is an anagram for pi of 3.141. And then here it says Acts 14:13. So it says, then the priests of Jupiter, which was before their city, brought oxen and garland into the gates, and would have done sacrifice with the people. So the word Jupiter here is the Greek word 2203. So there's a 223 reference, or a 322 reference in Mir. And We'll see the 322 come up in our decode a little bit later, but G2203 is the word Zeus in the Greek dictionary in Strong's Concordance, and it's defined as Zeus, the greatest of the pagan Greek gods. Zeus is the greatest of the pagan Greek gods. Zeus, the Greek god of the sky and all of its manifestations, corresponding to the Roman Jupiter and to the leading god of the native Lycaonians, and I'm sure I mispronounced that. But so having a look here again, Zeus being 71, matching the element lutetium at 71, 174 being the atomic weight, and in English ordinal, 174 matches a noise of thunder, and Zeus is the god of thunder. And in Chaldean, we see Zeus, the light bringer, as an epithet for Lucifer, being at 71, and sound of thunder in Chaldean is also 71. And lightning is what makes the sound of thunder, and we know from Luke 10:18, and he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. And this is Jesus. If Jesus was to say this, he would have been speaking in Hebrew Aramaic, and he would have said, as he said unto them, I beheld Satan as Barack Obama, and that's what that translates to in the Hebrew. So the other scene that they also showed was this this opening ceremony here, and you could see the golden calf on the back wall, this giant cow head or bull head in gold. And I believe they're making a reference here to Exodus 32:7-9. And here from the King James Version, Exodus 7 or 32:7 starts with, And the Lord said unto Moses, Go get thee down, for thy people, which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf, which is what we see here, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be thy gods. So this is a whole homage to the pagan gods here. O Israel, which have brought thee which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. And I just thought these people here being the stiff-necked people. And the word stiff-necked in the Strong's Concordance is defined as cruel, hard-hearted, severe, in its various applications, stiff-necked and stubborn, and sort of describing the people here that worship the gods, that they're stiff-necked, they're severe, and they're cruel, and they're hard-hearted. The other scene that they showed in the opening ceremony was this this sort of symbolic representation of Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper. And shout out to Donut from Donut Factory, who I first saw this from, who pointed out that the lights above their heads here in these different 3 sections, there's 6 lights per section, so that gives us a 666. So there's a light here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th one is here. It's kind of camouflaged within the white, so that gives us our 666. And this lady here, her name is Barbara Butch, and she has this halo on top of her head with the 7 points, and that would be a comparative reference to the Statue of Liberty. And the Statue of Liberty I've done in my previous decodes is another reference to Lucifer. So when we put the words into the calculator, the Drag Queen Last Supper, as that's what's going on here in front of us, we get the number in English reverse of 322. And 322 is a very famous number. Immediately it's tied to the Order of the Skull and Bones, which is a secret society out of Yale University that has had many very powerful and famous graduates from this secret society, including both President Bush's and John Kerry. And I encourage you to go to Wikipedia and look up all the other members that they have published who have graduated from this secret society, and they're a very powerful group of people. And this logo that they have cryptically has the number 322 on it, and this logo, and I've done a decode on this as well, is just a cryptic reference to the staff of Mercury. As the staff here, this straight line is the pulse, the pi, the straight line, the masculine energy, and the skull here has 22 bones in it, 22 over 7, 3 plus 2 plus 2 equals 7. So 22 over 7 is pi, giving us this straight line. And 322 divided by 2, in the two sections here, is 161. 161 on this side, 161 on this side. And 161 is the number of phi, the golden ratio, the spiral. And you can see here these two twin snakes spiraling up, chasing the male energy, one dark and one light, the twin snakes, right? The twin female. So if straight lines are masculine, the curved lines are feminine. So this is the twin females chasing the male energy. And but when we take the drag queen last summer and we put it into our English ordinal in forward, we get the number 272. And we can reference 272 with Strong's Concordance in the Bible. And we get the Greek word amaleo, and that means to be careless of, to neglect, not caring for what had just been said. They made light of it, and that's exactly what's going on here in this scene. They make light of, they show no regard, neglect, to be careless of, to make light of, to be negligent. And that's what the number 272 means in the Bible, and then we get that right from the drag queen Last Supper. So now we're going to go into the horsemen of the apocalypse and the book of Revelation. And when you take the four horsemen, or the horsemen of the apocalypse in Chaldean, we get the number 119, or in the mirror image that would be 911. And this artwork was done by ChatGPT, and it has the four different colors of the four horsemen, and one red, one green, one black, and one white. So we get the first reference to the first horse being white in Revelation 6:1 and the seven seals. And Revelation 6:1 says, "And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard it as it were the noise of thunder. One of the four beasts saying, 'Come and see.'" And I underlined here the noise of thunder, and that's a direct reference to Zeus that we were looking at, the god of thunder. "And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering and to conquer." And it's in popular culture that this Revelation 6:2, that the rider on the white horse is often seen with a bow, like a bow and arrow, but that's not at all what this definition is referencing. This is the Greek word G5115, and that word is toxin, and that means a bow. And it's a bow apparently as the simplest fabric, a bow, like a bow tie here. And it's to tie things together, and what I believe they're tying together here is the DNA, the simplest fabric of her DNA. And it says, had a bow and a crown, and the word crown is Greek word 4735, Stephanos, and that means a crown, that which surrounds, properly a wreath garland, awarded to a victor in the ancient athletic games like the Greek Olympics, the crown of victory. And here we see what that is here. This is the ancient crown that they would given out to the Olympians, is what it's referencing, the garland. So that's what they're referencing here. "I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow like the simplest fabric, and a crown like the crown awarded to the victor of the Greek Olympian games, and was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer." And that's precisely what they showed us. They showed us this rider on the white horse. So behold a white horse in English, when we break that down, it gives us the number 177. And 177 in the database matches the following words. It matches turning point, which is what Revelation 6:2 in the first seal would be a turning point. The mark of the beast, the Jesuit order, prince of darkness, that old serpent, seven deadly sins, tree of good and evil, and the eternal Jehovah are all 177 in the same cipher as behold a white horse. Now, I've seen a lot of people on the internet saying that this horse at the opening ceremony was the pale horse and the rider on it was death. And I agree that the rider on it did look like a rider symbolizing death. So perhaps there was a dual reference here at the Olympics. But however, the pale horse is not the white horse. The pale horse is the green horse. And then we get that from Revelation 6:8. And I looked and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with a sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. And we know green is the color of death. When we pass away, our bodies turn green, so that makes sense. But the word pale here is the Greek word 5515, meaning the word chloros in green, or chloros in Greek, and that means pale green, pale. So it's referencing a pale green color. And pale horse sums to 99 in English, matching Jupiter at 99. And behold a pale horse, the sentence right here from the Bible, behold a pale horse, gives us a sum total of 146, matching the following words in the same cipher: the apocalypse, fuck the world; financial crisis, power outage, The Last of Us, Game of Thrones, bread and circuses, and Leonardo da Vinci, who is the artist of The Last Supper, which we will see a little later in our decode. So the white horse that was ridden out at the Olympics is symbolic of opening the first seal. And the words opening the first seal in English sum to the number 222. And this number 222 is a very significant number. It's tied to the September 11th attacks that happened on September 11th, 2001. And when we measure from that date to the first date that the pandemic occurred, which was March 11th, 2020, we see that it was precisely 222 months and 0 days. So precisely 222 months. So there's the number 222. And interestingly enough, the invasion date of the Ukraine war, which was on February 24th, 2022, to the opening ceremony with the white horse being shown was Friday, July 26, 2024. That date was precisely 2 years and 22 weeks and 0 days. So there's another reference to the 222 regarding opening the first seal at 222, matching the following words in the same cipher, matching Lucifer Morningstar, the Beast of Revelation, the Antichrist Barack Obama, Antichrist System, September 11 attack, Event 201, World Economic Forum, Wuhan coronavirus, mandatory vaccination, Vice President Harris, President Kamala Harris, conspiracy theories, key to the apocalypse, you must be born again, and Jesus is the truth, all summing to 222. So this is the last slide, and I wanted to show Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper, the proper version of it here. And I learned this from Santos Bonacci, so shout out to him. And he showed that Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper is tied to what's called astrotheology. That's where we decode the Bible using astrology. And Leonardo da Vinci encoded that knowledge into his painting here. And you can see that the disciples here are grouped up in 6 on one side, 6 on the other, but they're grouped up into groups of 3. There's 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here, and that is the 3 months of each season. So the first season, spring, summer, fall, and winter. And we can see here in the middle is the sun, the phonetic sun, the Son of God, and the calendar year starts at Aries, and at the head of the table, Aries represents the head of the body, and Pisces represents the feet. So here at the head of the table, with his hands on the table at the head, is Aries, and beside him is Taurus. And we see here Gemini is holding up the 2 hands, the twin hands. Gemini means the twins. And then Cancer is beside him, and you can see Cancer is behaving like a crab. You can see the arm bent here, and he's pointing at what would be the Adam's apple of, well, this would be John, but he's pointing at the lack of Adam's apple to just show you that this is actually Virgo, the Virgin. And we see here beside him is Leo with his elbow on the table because he has the authority to put his elbow on the table. Leo is the king, the lion. And here is Virgo. Beside Jesus here to the right is Libra, and you can see he's putting Libra's got the arms outstretched like the scales of a balance, and behind him is Scorpio, with the stinger behind, just like scorpions hide behind rocks. Beside Scorpio is Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and then Pisces here at the foot of the table. And the Last Supper in the Gematria calculator sums to 180 in English, in forward English, and that's 80 is the number of a half circle. 80 is also the number of degrees within a triangle, and 18 is also a product, or 80 is a product of 60 plus 60 plus 60, or 18 is 6 plus 6 plus 6. So there's a 666 reference here in the 180. 180 also means to turn around, to do a 180, to go the opposite direction. And that's what we get here out of the Last Supper. And it's all in reverse. It's the number 171, and 171 is a very big number. It's tied. It's the 711 number. The 7 is between the 11, or between the two ones, and 171 is tied to El, the Almighty God, in English at 171. Also, the Lord of Lords is 171. And the words astrotheology, which is completely encoded in Leonardo da Vinci's painting here, gives us a total of 180 and 171, giving us a perfect match in forward and reverse to the Last Supper. Astrotheology and Last Supper are both 180 and 171 in forward and reverse. So thank you very much, everyone. I just finished a podcast with Tommy Trueful. I'll try and post that link below as well. Please go check it out. I appreciate all the support. And as usual, much love to all. If anybody's interested in any personal decodes, please inquire with me. You can send me an email at eyesdecodes@proton.me. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.